chase like with the blue futon out of the box or out of the wall, whatever you want to call it. We have, oh, I was close. New World. Have you seen this one? This is a South Korean gangster film directed by the person that did I Saw the Devil as well as Night in Paradise. So I have huge high hope for the New World. Is New World worth your time? Let's check out this world. So with that spinny thing, I totally scared my dog, but New World, what's it about? I would call this a simple premise, but I don't think it is. There's cops, there's gangsters, there's politicians, there's Chinese, there's Koreans, there's multiple family members, multiple people in the gang that want to be number one. Who are cops in these gangs? Who are not cops? Who's backstabbing who? What are these cops wanting with this gang organization? What is happening? So this is a very long story, about 2 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, that is not very long actually, but this is a lot of stuff happening, a lot of twists and turns. Who is going to survive this scenario? I couldn't think of scenario, guys. But anyway, did I like this movie? I thought it was a pretty good movie. There are some actors you're going to absolutely notice because like the main character, Squid Game. So this came out in 2013. One of the bad guys, Rugal, if you ever watched that TV show on Netflix. A lot of other ones where like, I've seen him in a TV show, I've seen him in a movie, and so a lot of Korean actors, you will know their faces 100%. You'll be like, yup, seen him in a bunch of movies, seen him in a bunch of movies. But with this, me just rambling shit off, what did I not like about the movie? I think there were some slow parts in this movie. How this guy directs is kind of the same way with Night in Paradise. But I like Night in Paradise so much more because that payoff was, and it kept me entertained of what these different gangsters were doing in this one. This one, I think the story had too many characters overall, and you're just kind of like nitpick, like, okay, well, who's that character? What that character going to do? What is that one? What's that one got to do? What's this one going to do? And I think it's kind of convoluted of what is actually happening with some of these characters. So I think taking out one or two would have shortened the actual runtime and made a more crispier movie. Also, something happens at the very end of like something that said like 7 years ago that really didn't need to be in it. It was more of like a bro, like how these guys actually meet. And I think doing that at the very end really didn't make sense in my opinion for what they're trying to do. So other than the story being a little bit convoluted, which kind of leads into a long run time, which leads into some dragging in some of these scenarios, I do think it is a movie that you need to watch if you like gangster movies. Not a lot of American movies do these kind of complex Goodfellas type of thing, and this is that type of movie because you're like, who's going to survive? Who's dying? Who's backstabbing? And it's one of those movies where you kind of know what's going to happen to some characters, but you don't know what's going to happen to other characters or what is going to happen in some of these scenarios with buckets and barrels. You're like, ooh, who's going to survive that? Who is not going to survive that? And where are these hobos? I'm curious. If you've seen this movie, what region of Korea or that part of the world are these hobos from? Never seen them. So I was like, okay, what is that actually about? Also, though, with this story, I'll put it this way because more and more I think about it, there are some unplausible stuff where like, how did this character get to befriend these people to kill these people? And you're just like, I don't believe that so much because I know there's this one character protecting another character's identity. For you're like, I understand that, but I don't understand how this person had the clout to do everything in a line to get all these people aligned to help this person become the person at top. But you're just like, okay, a little bit plausible deniability on that region or realm as a whole. This is very much an anti-hero story of there's not a lot of people you want to root for because the bad guys are bad guys. And then the cops, who are supposed to be the good guys, really only care about themselves and controlling this organization. Because like I said, cops are infiltrated in this gang. And these cops really don't give a shit about these cops in the gang of like, oh, your wife's about to give birth. Sucks to suck. So you're like, I don't care if a lot of these people die. And if that movie is supposed to do that, completely understandable. But I do feel like there are some characters that you're like, I kind of want some emotional tug strings of like, I don't want that person to die. There's maybe one of them where you're like, oh, that kind of hurts the soul. But other than that, people are backstabbing people so many times in this film where just like, if someone dies, you're like, yeah, yeah, there's some justification to that death. So if you don't like that type of scenario of like, oh, I want some emotion of please survive, this might not be the movie for you. But it's very complex, very interesting. You don't know who's going to survive. And there is a elevator scene that does feel a little old boyish, if you want to put it that way, of like, this person shouldn't survive. So like I said, there's the plausible deniability with some of the action set pieces, as well as some of the scenarios that people are surviving. But overall, New World, I think it's a good movie. If I had to rate this, Night in Paradise and I Saw the Devil, this will be the third one. I have to rewatch I Saw the Devil because I loved that movie the first time I watched it. So maybe Night in Paradise and I Saw the Devil is up here, but New World is on the bottom tier, if you want to put it that way. But he's done like The Witch Part 1, as well as another movie on Rotten Tomatoes. Where it's like, I own all of his movies, which I don't realize that. And I was like, oh shit, I own all of them. But like I said, watch it if you want to watch another good Korean gangster movie. Because I feel like America don't do gangster movies no more. And Korea is just keep pumping them out. Keep pumping them out, please. I like them. So, New World will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Blue Futons. Equals at 70%. So the Critics' News scores gave this one. So you have critics a 63% with 16 of them. Audience score is 86% with over 1,000. No critic consensus. But yeah, if you like Korean movies, if you can find this one, watch it. Chase Up with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think else moving on Fun Utopia. You Blue Futonians, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Let's rewind a little bit. So, do you agree with my 68, 70, or 86? Chase Out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. If you don't know what the Blue Utopia, Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Yeah, did it. So, what is next on the docket? I think some Sleepy Hollow. I think 7 String Samurai. And and Kingdom. So watch out for those to be next. Also, Our Father and some other Netflix shit. So